Now to join us in this conversation, we've got journalist all the way from UK. It's Fleming by the name, and would say he has been waiting online for a very long time to join us in the conversation for the English Premier League. Thank you so much, Fleming, for joining us on the show today.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you join myself and Oladuni Bankole in for the show today. But talking about your whatever game that caught your fancy for the English Premier League, the games played for Saturday, which would you mention?
Well, I was watching Arsenal versus West Ham yesterday afternoon. I think that's probably the most important game, the most important result for the top of the table. Arsenal, obviously, they were struggling for a few games, but now that's 3 wins in a row, 3 wins in all competitions, and they really look like they're going to be challenging up towards the top of the table again. So, yeah, they got that win. They're now 6 points behind Liverpool and can put some pressure on ahead of Liverpool's big game this afternoon against Man City.
All right, against Man City. But the truth about it is Arsenal have always come out so beautiful. Bukayo Saka's involvement in that game, how crucial and significant was his involvement in the game for Arsenal?
Yeah, I mean, he has been their key player. Him and Odegaard have really built a fantastic partnership down that right side. He, as you know, he came into the team when he was very young, started at left wing back and then played at left wing, but now he's at right wing. He's really sort of flourishing in that role. I think he's now got 10 assists for the season. I think only Mohamed Salah has got more goals and assists combined in the Premier League. So, yeah, he is one of England's and one of Arsenal's key players, and they're going to need him to stay fit for the rest of the season if they're going to have a chance of chasing down Liverpool at the end of the season.
They will have a chance indeed. Talking about Liverpool, Ben, it's time to look ahead to today's fixture in the English Premier League, and we've got one that really excites us at the moment. It is that fixture, the clash between Liverpool and Manchester City. Liverpool will host Manchester City today. It's with 7 of the last league titles split between them, between Liverpool and Manchester City. This rivalry has defined English football. While Liverpool is in a red-hot form at this point under Arne Slot, leading both the league and the Champions League on the standing, City is an let me say, neither hot or cold form right now. On characteristics of them, they have slumped, losing 6 straight across competitions. But the question here is, can Guardiola's side bounce back, or will Klopp, that's Arne Slot, I beg your pardon, I keep remembering Klopp and his performance for Liverpool. Will Arne Slot, will they tighten their grip at the top of the table? Let's see the head-to-head between these two sides and know who's got a higher advantage, even though Liverpool would be at home today. And Ben, this is where you come in, because I would like to know from both sides, this one trying to tighten their grip on top of the table with the fact that they're leading the standing in the UEFA Champions League as we speak, and another trying to pick up from the back-to-back losses that they have had. Ben, with Liverpool dominating the season so far, how significant is a win over City for today's match?
Yeah, I think if they're to pick up a win today, it really puts them in a hugely dominant position to win the league. I think I've seen a lot of people say that if
you don't say too early. You don't say too early to say Liverpool would win the league, maybe.
I think they'd be 9 points clear of Arsenal. They'd be 11 points clear.
Remember, they were once also points clear. Remember last season, but from nowhere it slipped off their fingers.
Yeah, it can drift at any minute. But I think with this Arne Slot side, I think we're seeing a different level of solidity. They seem a bit more, a bit less risky than Klopp, who maybe was a bit more attacking, a bit more risky with his strategy. And I think Liverpool, this new Liverpool side, they seem a bit more balanced in the way that they play. And yeah, a lot of things can happen. If Mo Salah gets an injury, then that can affect things massively. But I think if they win today, I think there'd be a lot of people who think that they've basically got one hand on the trophy.
One hand on the trophy. Let's see. I don't think it's too early to say that. But let me bring in Oladuni here. Oladuni, it's been not a good run for Pep Guardiola's charges and Pep Guardiola himself. Now, of course, he's trying to rally his team to overcome that 6-game losing streak and make a statement at Anfield. Can he make that statement he has been looking for even after that UEFA Champions League defeat? Can he make it at Anfield today, Oladuni?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a man and this is a team that's won the Premier League in the last 4 years. You cannot, garner all of these achievements without being able to bounce back from significant obstacles. And this is probably the most significant we've seen with Pep Guardiola and his Manchester City team. And if there's any game you need to rile yourself up for, if there's any opponents you need to be up for it against, it has to be Liverpool at Anfield. And I'm looking at Manchester City, I'm looking at Guardiola, and I think it is an opportunity for them to turn their season around. It's an opportunity, for them, to ensure they do not lose too much pace between them and Liverpool and also Arsenal, who you would also consider to be in the title race. So I think if there's any man, if there's any manager who can at least pick up a point, who can at least turn his season around at Anfield, it should be Pep Guardiola and Manchester City.
Okay, I'm hoping Ben also feels the same way. Ben Oladuni says Guardiola can get his redemption from the 6-game losing streak at Anfield there. But I must remind you, Ben, that Liverpool has got 3 attacking trio that had 7-goal involvement this season. They've been spectacular. Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, and also Darwin Núñez. How crucial is City's defensive approach likely to be in containing Liverpool, their attacking prowess, in this match today?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be crucial. It's probably been the one bit of their team that's really struggled this year. Obviously, not having Rodri in central midfield has sort of made them a bit more, a bit weaker. But I think they've now conceded more than 2 goals in their last 6 games. I think for the first time since the 1930s. So it really is a difficult time for them defensively. So yeah, they're going to have to be a lot better, as you say, at Anfield when you're coming up against players like Salah and Núñez and Diaz, who are really playing well and seem to have a good understanding between them. I think Salah obviously is going to take the headlines, and he will fancy his chance of scoring another few goals and sending a message to the owners that he deserves that contract that he's been asking for.
Is it too early to ask you, given Liverpool's recent performance under Arne Slot, is this the best football we've seen from Liverpool? Can they sustain it throughout the season? Is it too early to ask that question?
Well, I think it's definitely the transition from Klopp to Slot has gone a lot smoother than I think a lot of people would have expected. I think when you have someone like David Moyes coming in after Sir Alex Ferguson, or Unai Emery when he came in after Arsene Wenger at Arsenal, there was the transition period that took a while, and clearly with Slot, he has just been able to pick up where Klopp left off and really take this team forward. I don't know whether we've seen it for a long enough period yet to say for certain whether this is the best side that Liverpool have ever been. I mean, some of the sides that Jurgen Klopp produced, the one that won the league, the one that won the Champions League, they were incredible sides, and obviously further back with Benitez and other managers. But I think certainly this is a start for Liverpool that nobody would have expected, and I think Slot deserves a lot of praise for that.
Indeed, he deserves a lot of praise. He was told that matches in the English Premier League are going to be tough, but when he came in, he has been winning back to back to back, putting a smile on the faces of Liverpool fans. Thank you so much, Ben Fleming, for joining us today. Your analysis on the show was well appreciated.